The young professional homes in Prospect, East Bank, Demerara are a true hallmark of forward thinking. These homes speak to equity, ownership, stability, and a comfortable life for young Guyanese. When first announced in 2021, the designs of the homes took the internet by storm, with persons from across the globe commending the style and affordability of the homes. But what is not usually spoken about, however, is how these homes have managed to drastically change the lives of young Guyanese.
My name is Earlecia Hieronymo and I'm 25 years old. I am an entrepreneur, mom, wife, and a student of life. As I started to gain significant, well, not significant, but I'll say as I started to gain an income, I decided to rent an apartment. It was a small studio apartment in Providence. The kitchen was a stone's throw away from the bed, but it gave me a sense of responsibility and independence. Since then, I would have moved to Diamond, I would have moved to Eccles. I even moved back in with my sister in her home prior to moving into this home, since we were transitioning and we thought that it would be wise for us to save in some money before we get into the house, and so we stopped renting. At that time I got my daughter and so on. We just stayed there for a couple months until this home was complete.
But this transition was not as easy as it sounds. Earlecia and her family faced major hurdles when first trying to acquire a home.
Prior to getting this young professional home, as a young couple, my husband and I, with the help of my father, we were going to purchase a home in Diamond from a private residence. It so happened that there were a lot of hiccups. It was not as genuine as it seemed to be, and we would have lost that $3 million down payment that we paid to that person for about 2 years. But thanks to very helpful persons in the legal society and so on, we got our matter done pro bono, and I will not name the attorney because they wish not to be named, but they helped us regain that money. However, we didn't get it until we moved into this home. But this home was a very big stepping stone for me, because after experiencing that and trying so hard to gain something from, you know, my hard work and so on, it was a very great experience for me to be able to get this house from the government and be able to move into a complete home where I just needed to bring my stuff that I have from my previous apartment and get life started.
This 25-year-old mom is the owner of Kaya Organics, a personal care company that empowers and educates consumers on wellness practices through their product line.
I started my business about 3 years back when at this onset of COVID, and so I'm renting homes and I'm moving to different places, and I have to move my kitchen area because that's where I make my products and stuff, and it got a lot frustrating for me, and I just crave that stability. I crave that place to say that, hey, I can set up this and I can do what I want with this space and it's mine. Have tons and tons of income, you know, so in fact, and I'll say this very transparently and without pride, just for the purposes of inspiring other young people and helping them know that it's not that we have millions of dollars in a bank put away. It's not that we were any more fortunate. We had to borrow. When I got the call from housing to say that we've been approved and we can have this house lot in Prospect, the turnkey home in Prospect, we did not have that money. And so in my mind, I had sleepless nights figuring out how are we going to get this money. And so a very, very great friend of mine from work, she's older than I am, and I know a lot of us young people have work friends that are much older than us and much more established. And I reached out to her and I told her, I said, listen, I really need to borrow a loan. And that loan was a sizable amount. I even remember when I sent the text message, I turned my phone off. And I just turned my phone off. I was so nervous, I didn't know what to expect. And this was after we would have exhausted other measures. How do I get this money? And she called my husband and she said, I'm trying to get her Earlecia. She just messaged me, but I'm not getting onto her phone. So I talked to her and she said, hey, I saw your message. You know, I have some stuff that I can lend to you. And we'll just do an agreement and you tell me how you can afford to repay and we work something out. And I just was so amazed at that point, like, wow, this is insane. I think that young people getting access to houses, not only for self-worth, but you know, the whole Gen Zs these days, we're all very ambitious and we're big dreamers. And so it's imperative, I think it's very imperative that young people are allowed that access to dream bigger. Generational wealth is something that is underestimated when it comes to land and housing. The fact that I can have my future generation not have to worry about when I get a job, and should I get a good job like mommy did, I don't have to think about, you know, how am I gonna get my own space now? I don't have to think about going out there and renting and paying all these elaborate bills and rent. I even can make my home income generating.
Along with these young professional homes, close to 30,000 house lots have already been allocated, and by 2025, the 50,000 target is expected to be achieved.